All right, all right, all right. Oh my God, has it been 2 weeks? Oh, been so long. Oh my God, I missed every last one of y'all in the chat. Damn, we already got 5 people already watching. Oh, it's been so long since
Long time coming.
it's been a long time, man. We missed Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever that you celebrate. It's Saturday. You know what that means. It is your most anticipated, often duplicated pregame show that's totally about the Atlanta Falcons, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. If you're pessimistic or you're optimistic, wake that ass up. Like my boy to my right say, he says, wake that ass up, and you better wake that ass up and come into and be enjoyed on. It's not even. Let me say this. It's not even the Red Clay Sports Morning Show anymore. Oh, we got a New York flavor with a little bit of ATL spin on it. It's the Goodfellas podcast. Oh, that's right. Say it one more time for it. It's the Goodfellas podcast with your boy Magnus and the middle linebacker calling the plays, Mr. Rich BK. Talk to him, man.
Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody, right? First New Year for the Goodfellas podcast right now. Said podcast, stream, everything. But, welcome everybody. I'm glad everybody's tuned in, ready to go. It's a lot to talk about to wrap up the season. We got to discuss some things, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. We see you. I see y'all woke that ass up. We ready to go. Let's rock. Let's get to it.
I just want to say, because this came from the genius that is Mr. Rich BK out of Brooklyn, New York. We're transitioning from the Red Clay Sports Morning Show to the Goodfellas, and this came from his mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, you know. See, that's our thing. It's the Goodfellas Morning Show. If you know, you know. Because we ain't coming straight at you. We blindside blitzing your ass. So if you don't wake that ass up, you about to get blitzed.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Next. What's up? What's up?
If you know, you know. All right. If you know, you know. All right.
If you know, you know. Now, I'm a little rusty at this, but let's go. It's time for the roll call. Goody Mob. Let's call it. Let's call it what it is, man. Goody Mob. Trauma Locks. Kind Equation Arts. Bubba Gump. Every week I see you, bro. Jerry Bowie. Twister, what's up, brother? Maggie T. Maggie, you know you should be in the bed resting. Come on. Devon. What it do, man? What it do? Asia Green. What's up? What's up? I'm doing all right.
What up? What up,
Dre
everybody?
Jungles. Dre Jungle, he said, I'm joining y'all in the off season. He's ready, man. If you bring that energy, you bring those facts. Welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the family, Dre. We got some things to talk about today, don't we? We got some things to talk. But before we get into that, I know y'all want to know, is a certain somebody playing tomorrow? Is Kyle Pitts playing tomorrow? Well, it looks like he's trending in the right direction. They asked him in the interview, like, are you going to be good for Sunday? And he said just straight up, yep. So, he's still listed as questionable, but, the dude is young. The dude, that's why I call him Weapon X, because he heals just like Wolverine. This guy's going to be ready for Sunday. This is a big game. He has a chance to break a record. Unfortunately, we're not, playoff bound or whatever, but we're playing for pride. And if Falcons versus Saints, all the records go out the window. I don't care if we're 1-16 or whatever like that, man. The best thing I want to do is sweep the Saints.
Bubba came in just in time, man. I'm sorry, like, I see the comment. I'm like, complete the sweep. That's a fact. We all gonna do that. We definitely all gonna do that, and it's time. And I remember a few weeks ago, I think the last time we was on, somebody made a comment. They said Kyle Pitts is gonna break the record on the last play of the game to beat the Saints. It's probably gonna be a game. He's gonna break, or he might. Typically, it's only 59 yards. He got 59 yards left to make history and break the record. So hashtag 59. I would definitely expect him to do that. I want to mention something about what happened about last week a little bit. Last week was a good dog fight in the snow, from the hot to the cold. I actually went to school upstate, and I actually played a game in Buffalo before. So I know what that's like a little bit. I ain't no joke. But the only thing I wanted to say about last week, right? Mm-hmm. The first play of the game. I want to know who remembers the first play of the game last week against the Buffalo Bills. Arthur Smith was being petty all year. The first play of the game was a tight end screen to Kyle Pitts. We waited 16 games for that. Y'all hear me? We waited 16 games to see a tight end screen from Kyle Pitts. It was good to see. You know, Arthur Smith had to build up to that over the weeks. So you know he can scheme him open. He could get him the yards when he wants to, when he needs to. So definitely expect the next season over the years to build up with just the creativity once we get the pieces that we need on both sides.
Shoot, man. Let me tell you something, man.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of pieces, can we give, while we can, Grady Jarrett his flowers? Now, what do you mean by that, Magnus? Well, this is exactly what I mean by that. What's happening right now is during the Christmas Day game against Detroit, my man was getting triple teamed. So everybody says like, oh, Grady doesn't get the respect that he deserves. Trust me, across the league, people know what kind of game record this guy can be. He doesn't show up a lot on the stat line in terms of sacks or whatever like that. But if you're getting triple teamed, that means that you're doing a damn good job, bro. That means you know exactly what you're doing, because they damn sure ain't triple teaming Steven Means. Okay, the stats that he's putting up, I think he has like 13 starts, 1 tackle for loss. It's unfathomable how those stats can come up, man. I don't understand it. Okay, if we're going to talk about, because it was like unfortunate, that during the holidays or whatever like that, I think people were a little hungover, so we gave them an extra week to heal up for the pregame show. But let me tell you something, man. I know we're going to talk about this later, but it's on tape right now. And there's certain things that amongst the AFN family that we agree and we don't agree about, because we're family. That's what we do. Man, if there's 2 people that I am so sick and tired of, number 1 is Debo. Okay, it's on tape right now, bro. Like I'm so sick of this man. Wait a minute, Mag. You see, she's supposed to be in bed.
Hey, I can't. I gotta say this, y'all. Y'all just really y'all got me in my feelings. It's like people don't believe in what we got going on, and I'm seeing the vision developing in front of my fucking eyes. The good fellas, you get what I'm saying? Like, this is y'all time to shine. This is your show. I don't want no parts of it. You run it how you want to fucking run it. If you want a website, you do a fucking website. Just brand yourself and copyright yourself, mother. I'm trying not to go there, but it's like I'm sick or tired of people taking advantage. Then they want to come behind the fence and then be kind of kiki in my inbox. Fuck you.
Well,
we got you, Maggie. We got you, Maggie. Got you.
This break has been brought to you by the letter M. Mature audiences only, man. We totally went off the rip. That's okay. It's had to been said. But just like you said, it is the Good Fellas morning show. That's what it is. That's what's going to be moving forward. But what we're going to talk about is how do you feel about your boy Debo? Because you convinced me. You said this from the start, Rich, that it was all about Foyer. My man has proven himself. My man switched positions from OLB to the middle, the brain trust of the defense. And not only has he done well, but he has thrived. He is leading the league in tackles. And I think he's about to break Jesse Toggle's team record on that too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you look at that, like my man is and he said, and you know what, a lot of people are saying that, well, those that don't want to be here can kick rocks, and that's true, because we're going to talk about a certain somebody named Sly that don't want to be here, and others that playing like they don't want to be here. And if you don't want to be here, during our struggles, then we want you to be here during our success, because that's what it's all going to be about right now. Next year is going to be a different season, and it's going to be a different team. I think Arthur Smith is building a bully down here. He don't have the pieces yet, but he's going to build a bully, and that's what it's going to be. Foyer, just like what my boy Bobby Boy Zone 3, Foyer is the truth. And you called it, man. You called it from day one. You convinced me. So I'm going to give you your time to give Foyer his flowers, man.
Man, Foye definitely deserve his flowers. Matter of fact, I'm giving Foye Alucon the MVP for the Falcons defense this year. I'll just say that. Reason being, obviously he's in a contract year. He led the league in tackles, right? And interceptions, back-to-back interceptions. He's being a clutch player in the red zone. You know what I mean? Playing a new position under playing a Mike dot. He got the green dot now. So it's just like shown that he can lead this defense and he has a voice. Now with Debo in the situation, Debo is also in a top 10 in tackles too. I know some people, missing the flashy plays, flashy moments that Debo does. I understand sometimes he may miss a few tackles here and there, but Debo's still a dog and we gotta respect it. We gotta respect it. As far as a linebacker core, depth is important. Just as far as we see with Markel Walker, he's coming along nicely. So I'll definitely say that. Foye Alucon will be my defensive MVP this year. Who you got for your MVP this year? Defensive.
Bro, these guys aren't wow. I mean, because you could look at Foye, and Foye has played out of his mind. But God damn, can I talk about AJ for a minute, man? Because I did not see this. I did not see this coming, man. AJ has turned whoever he lines up against into a straight, like, you're getting nothing. Point blank, period. Like, whatever stat that you thought you was going to get, you're going to get absolutely nothing. You're gonna basically like it. Point blank. You may get a couple of targets, and that's it. I mean, against name talent, because he traveled against Diggs last week. And Diggs had 6 targets, and I believe he had about 2 catches. 6 targets on 2 catches. The reason Dean Pease is now saying that I don't want AJ to travel is because there was too many missed assignments from the other side, of the field. So it's like we all wanted, what I'm saying? Like, we all wanted AJ to travel, but I understand like where Dean Pease is coming from. And he basically said it. He said, like, look, we need to get this pass rush going because we need to give what's her name, Grady, some help.
Yeah, some attention.
My man said it right here. Shout out to Tori McElney, basically a friend of the show. She got an article on AtlantaFalcons.com, and basically you can hear Grady say, "Damn, y'all don't got to block nobody else." They triple team my man, and we still couldn't get like a proper pass rush. But yeah, I got AJ Terrell nice. As my defensive MVP, and honorable mention. I'm talking about close because Foye is right there, and I also want to say like 1A, and 1B. But damn, can I talk about Michael Walker? Because every time that dude get on the field, he makes plays. And that's why I'm like I'm looking at Debo. I'm like, dude, you might want to look over your shoulder, man, because if you want to talk about dogs, that kid might be undersized, but that kid coming in hungry, and he understands what he needs to do, and he's doing it. Right. So, I like our young talent, coming up. I mean,
Ogundeji as well. Yeah, Ogundeji.
Ogundeji needs seasoning. Ogundeji needs some seasoning though. That I would say that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Maybe he can come in as a situational pass rusher. I don't necessarily like him against the run. I would like to see more of Kaminsky come in there. I've seen him at one point playing as like a outside linebacker, as maybe like as a Sam, to try to like solidify that. Because one thing about it's like we're really susceptible to stretch plays as well as running directly at us. We need to have a big boy over there to at least have him bounce back inside and run him right into Foye. But what I will say, if they're saying you're going to get Grady some help, God, man, there's somebody going to be right in there where we're picking them. And I know a lot of people want us to draft Jordan Davis. If you're talking about like so Grady doesn't get double teamed, dude, this dude is like 350 freaking pounds.
Get him in shape.
Get some help right
we could get him in shape, and just for his size alone, that's the attention. And when you think about what Dean P said in his interview, you need somebody else to line up next to him to bring some attention. Like he even brought an example. If we had Aaron Donald on our team right now, he's bringing that attention where you can get that one-on-one matchup. You want to get your one-on-ones. Right now, nobody else on our D-line doesn't provide any type of threat besides Grady Jarrett. Honestly. So we already know what Dante Fowler does. He tries to jump and do whatever things he can do to try to get to the pass rush, and it
Let's talk about him.
It don't
talk about him.
A lot of people on their way out. Yeah.
Yo, can we talk? It's like in my Tevin Campbell voice, man. Can we talk about Dante Fowler for a second, man? And you know the dude is actually up for an incentive if he gets a sack against the Saints. That's gonna piss me off. If he gets another sack, I think he gets like a pretty good, decent chunk of change.
You're a free agent.
Bro. I think we're on the hook with him for like another year, man. If we don't trade him, I think before the June 1st deadline. Yo, we gotta God. All right. But anyway. I can't.
Yeah.
Now, let's give everybody what they want. If Ridley wants out, how does it affect the Falcons in a positive and negative way? I know this comment section is about to be on fire. Rich, I'm gonna give you the floor on this one, man, because I got to get my thoughts together on the slide, man.
I got it. Before I even do that, man, hold on. I gotta rip out the jersey. I got.
No.
Wait. Only reason, right? This is the first time I even bought a jersey, so I'm gonna wear this shit. I don't care what nobody say. You hear me? This might be the last time I actually wear this jersey. All right, so I'm gonna wear it. I paid money for it, so I only wear it one time when I went to the Giants game. Okay, but my thoughts on it. This. I'm only wearing it just cause, right? All right. So with this situation, I said this since the game that he sat out. Ridley pulling this move was thinking as a player, as a former player, I feel like he wasn't getting featured in the game plan as much as how he wanted to. Okay. And the player that how he is and how he performed last year, he had a 1,000-yard season last year where all we could do was just throw the ball. And then now we're switching up into a new scheme now where we're primarily run heavy. We know how Matt Ryan, Arthur Smith, we're not going to force the ball to nobody. And when you think about it, everybody was expecting us to take some deep shots to Ridley, throw some fades and everything like that. And we haven't done so. We haven't did that. So I also mentioned how Ridley posting, well, based off what he did the past few days, he posted his stats, right? Who's supposed to say that could be motivation for next year? We gotta play both sides here, guys. We gotta play both sides. We could assume everything. We could assume everything in all aspects, right? Steve Walsh, he's the dude that put all this stuff in the air, right? It's an estimated guess. It's not confirmed yet fully. It's not confirmed yet fully on if really wants out or not. So until that unfolds itself, we'll see and we confirm. But now to really answer your question, if he leaves, it will really hurt us because I put Kyle Pitts on. I'll put all the pressure on Kyle Pitts, even though that it already happened that way this year already. Kyle Pitts been performing. We've seen what he's been doing, so it will hurt us in that aspect because none of our receivers didn't really step up. Russell Gage did what he can at moments, but it's still not enough far as talent-wise. And that says a lot about our coaching staff on how good Matt Ryan was still able to produce on an efficient level with minimum talent. Now, if he's supposed to leave, how can help us in a positive aspect? If we could get a first round, I need a first round for that. First round or second round, because I'm hearing both sides. So at least a first round and a second round, that will definitely help us in the long run as far as getting more picks, getting more talent. We'll see how Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith approach the situation. Speaking of them, I know, and we all know, that Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot is not gonna have nobody that don't want to be here. We ain't gonna keep it. So if it's the truth, if Calvin really wants to leave, then he'll leave. Arthur Smith, we already know, he already mentioned it. He's not gonna keep nobody on the team or in the locker room or within the organization if they don't want to be here. So if that's the case, they'll be so happy to pack your bags to Jacksonville if that's the case. Right?
I would say the same thing.
I'm being real here. Even though I'm wearing the jersey, you understand? Because I paid for it. I'm gonna get my investment on it at least. So
yeah,
that's what I got. Go ahead.
From your mouth and Mike's mouth to God's ears, bro. Because as a fan base, I think we've been hurt by so many players that come here just for a check. We're tired of players that's coming here just to just to take in the limelight and not want to win. We're trying to turn this thing around. And I think, and that's why sometimes I don't even blame the fans for not even coming and showing up and watching this, because they've been burned like so many times. The way I look at it is, maybe I think that your jersey might be a throwback soon, but that's okay. You spent your hard money on it, and that's your thing. That's what you're supposed to do. You decided to. That's a fact. You spent your money on that, right? Now, here's the thing. Yeah. All we want, and Arthur Smith said this in his presser, that if you need to get motivated to play this game, if we have to kind of trick you into motivating you, then we don't want you. And I think certain things that he's saying is directly at Calvin Ridley, because he's tired of having to answer week after week after week. Hey, what's going on? With Calvin. What's going on with Calvin? That's like you dating a good-looking girl. And she messing up or whatever like that. Your boys are like, yo, what's up with your girl, man? What's up with your girl? No, he's tired of answering that, man. All I want to do is answer for the guys that's here. That's it. That's all I want to know. The guys that's here right now is like, how can we move this product and get this a better product on the field? That's it. Honestly, I'm tired of seeing it, man. I'm tired of ESPN, these prognosticators talking about it. Like, if it wasn't for Antonio Brown and his stupid behind doing what he did, I'm sure they would still be sitting there talking about that, man. Right now, in the 2022 draft, it's like, I want to see certain changes. That's all I want to see. I want to see certain changes moving forward. I want players that want to be here, that's going to bust their ass and play hard, because damn it, Atlanta deserves it. They deserve it in baseball, they deserve it in basketball, they deserve it in football too. There's some guys that want to be here.
This is bringing attention, obviously, so people can talk about it, and also so Ridley or from the Falcons, they can put a nip a butt to this and just speak up or just make a statement. Because at the end of the day, if we see a comment right now, let's be real here, Ridley says, oh, I can't wait to come back. Looking forward to this offseason with the Falcons and this and that. Everything has changed now. Everybody's emotion is going to change now. Let's be real here. We can't say this and that, all this and that. What if it's really true that it's a mental issue, right? But let's say he's using the mental thing to cop out just so he can leave. Now that could be it. That's fake. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad way to go out. You don't have to necessarily say that. If you want to sit out, just be real and just, sit out because you're not happy or something like that. You know what I mean? So some things could be really real and some things could be fake. Obviously him posting the stats, that does look suspect. It does. I'm not going to say here, we're not going to sit here and ignore that fact, but who knows what's going on in his head, because if I'm looking at my stats so far, and then let's say if I post it, looking on both sides, that could be a motivational piece. You know what I mean? I'm just putting both things out there. That's
but honestly, it's like you gotta want to win more so than your stats. Because damn it, Kyle Pitts could have been, bitching, crying, and moaning like earlier, in the year. Even though he was a rookie, he could have been doing the same old thing because he wasn't necessarily getting he wasn't getting utilized the way he's getting now, like getting split outside, tight end screens, and all that. Kyle Pitts knows exactly what he's capable of, but they told him to be patient and trust the process. I believe that I forgot who said it in here. Clay Melton. Shout out to Clay Melton. Like, Ridley was getting about 10 targets a game. And shout out to
he was on
because
pace.
he said the same thing. He was on pace for over 150 targets this year. More than likely, if you average it out about 6 to 10 targets a game, he was going to get his stats, this year. But is it more than this stats? Do you want to win? Because the way they played in Tennessee, it wasn't more so about stats. It was more so about can you block? Can you run a good slant? Can you do this? Because the thing is, like, if you're going to have a wide receiver that may be suspect of going over the middle, it's like, do you necessarily want him?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna ask you that question. Like, we know how we feel about Sly and how we say catch the ball and get upfield. That's what we always say. Like, stop dancing and all that. Is that what you want to invest $20 million in? Now I'm playing devil's advocate right now, but is that who you want to invest $20 million in? Like somebody like that. What do you feel about that, man?
Well, I'm saying, like, he starting out the season, he did already has some key drops already, in certain situations. So just looking back, he probably wasn't pleased the way how he was performing. Also with a contract, being with a contract stuff, him getting possibly us paying him and stuff. And we know he was people already saying that if he would have continued this season, he would already been on pace to have somewhat of a good season as far as matching up with his targets and as well with his yards. Right. So if that's really the case, let's ask ourselves this question. So was it really a mental issue? You know what I mean? Being that if he knows he was already on pace and he already could have had a good season, and we're talking about stats here, right? And he posted it. What is that? You don't think he knows that he probably could have had those same stats or primarily
if not more? If not more, because you couldn't double team him because you had KP on the other side, and then you had CP coming out of the backfield.
Right, which is also another MVP offensively. We're gonna address that too.
We got to talk
after
we
talk about this. We gotta talk about the offensive MVP. But yeah, get the super chat, man.
Okay, Maurice Amy, what's up, brother? Every week, man, this guy comes in, man. I appreciate you, man. I say this about Calvin Ridley. Last year, trade him. We could have gotten the first and a third. Would be lucky to get a second round this year. Well, here's the thing. There's gonna be some teams that's desperate for a wide receiver. Namely, Jacksonville needs a wide receiver. They don't necessarily need a running back or anything like that. That sounds like top 5 or top 10, more than likely where they'll be drafting. So if they wanted to invest like in a first round in somebody that hasn't hit their prime yet, because Marvin Jones is not your number one receiver. I am sorry. But if you put Calvin Ridley over there, he could possibly help out, Trevor Lawrence. You could think about Houston. You could think about that. I mean, you could think about Cleveland. Cleveland needs like a number one. I mean, there's a certain number of teams out there that would probably get you, if not like a number one, you could say like I would say like a high 2, which is like the first few picks in the second round. And I'll take that because that would give us not 1 but 2 but 3 picks in the second round. So if you can get a 2 on that, a high 2, I would definitely take that. And I'm being real with you, I would definitely take that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess we'll move on from that. But how do you feel, honestly, about because there's 2 people that actually came out, and I basically said it, and I was like, you know what, we need guys that want to be here. 2 people already came out and said they want to be here, and they're pretty much the leaders of our MVPs of the offense and defense. Number 1 was Foye. Number 2 was CP. CP wants to end his career here, and Foye said he's going to wait until at the end of the season and have his agent start contacting, Fontenot and get it together. So I'll leave CP up to you, man. How do you feel, man?
Man, CP did an amazing job this year, and we all seen this thing coming. Primarily, I know on AFN specifically, every Falcon fan or every Falcon fan content creator had their own opinion on him, was trying to list him as just a returner only. Primarily, we seen certain flashes of CP when he was on the Patriots, and we seen a heavy dose of it when he was on the Bears. So I already seen the scheme on how he can fit and how he can be a special player with the ball in his hands, and he showed that, and he deserves that. So that can be a guy we can obviously build around. I know towards the end of the season, some people might have questioned why we didn't use him enough, or if it's the load or certain things. I think it's just game plan and giving guys their opportunity, because we started to see a little bit of more Quadre, and we started to see a little bit more Mike Davis. Now going into the offseason, I think we should definitely win that aspect of re-signing him, but as well as other teams will be able to offer him as well. So who knows if another team may offer him a crazy number higher than the Falcons is offering him, who knows what decision he will make. Because at the end of the day, this is a business and money do talk, right? You know. If you know, you know. But besides that, I can't wait to have CP back. Most likely, we're gonna get him back.
Yeah, I don't think CP is going anywhere. So rejoice, Atlanta, because I believe your boy is coming back. The tiptoe burglar, on the other hand, can go. Okay, I particularly like them in the. I particularly like them in the snow. I mean, we all talked about in the beginning of the season, like where Mike Davis would be effective, and it's basically like in cold weather games, But CP can be just as effective, and we can see that he necessarily doesn't have to be a special teams player anymore, because I believe Avery, what was it, Williamson? Avery Williamson, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rookie, yeah. I believe that he could take over that spot, so we don't have to overwork CP. And if you want to bring back Quadri, that's fine. Or if you want to go into the draft and draft your guy, that's perfectly fine. But the first thing that I want to do is basically shore up that offensive line before we even think about signing wide receiver ones or running backs or whatever like that. So, which brings up my question: where do we go from here, man? Fixing the Falcons. How will we fix the Falcons? Everybody, put your GM hat on. I want you to be Terry Fontenot for a minute. If those that play Madden, you already know what it is. All right. How exactly?
Yeah, we was froze a little bit. You can hear me? Everybody good, right? Okay. All right. So where we go from here? You can hear me good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So for me, Dean P's already said most of it already in the interview. Some of you guys who didn't see it. Primarily is fixing the pass rush, where we don't have to cause pressure just by us blitzing every time. You understand? We need our own D-line to help us out on the back end, because some people don't notice this, that our coverage, we have 12 takeaways within the past few games.
12 straight games
with takeaways. Mm-hmm. That's big. We couldn't say that in the last few years with DQ's trash systems, out of whatever cover 3, whatever that was. We couldn't say that. So being that we didn't even have a pass rush to help our defensive backs. Now think about it. Imagine when we actually have natural dogs and headhunters on the defensive line, where they can just get after the quarterback just off their natural ability and talent without having to send a blitz. That plays a big factor in a lot of things, because our guys is covering for more than 5 to 8 seconds. If you play defense and you're a defensive back, that's nearly impossible. You guarantee somebody's going to be open, or they're going to find somebody open.
As a DB, I did not want to be back there running after somebody for about 5, 6 seconds. No.
Right. So now when we talk about free agency, we know Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot, they showed and they always told us that the roster would change consistently. They're always looking to improve the roster. And we've seen that by a few signings where they got up off the street with Michael Pennell, Anthony Rush, Vaughters, a few of these guys that made some plays for us off the street. This is mid-season. Now, when we're talking about off-season, a lot of players already signed to one-year deals. A lot of guys on our team, primarily the free agents and veterans that we signed, they're on one-year deals.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Eric Harris, we got Dante Fowler, we got Deron Harmon. You know, the list really goes on and on. So the roster will still get evaluated. Now we do have to add some veteran pieces towards the pass rush. Whoever is available. There's some good pass rushers I've seen in free agency, but most likely some of those guys may re-sign back with their team, or you might get franchise tagged or something like that. Who knows what we'll see. This draft class, I start to get a little head start on it. There's a big draft class with some edge rushers, and I expect us to land at least 2 good defensive players on the line that can help us on the back end. So trenches, absolutely. Offense on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. So you know, we lack to getting pressure going to the back. So that's gonna be a big fix for us. So yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you right now. There's an Eagles fan in the chat. I think his name is Stephen Leary. What's up, Stephen? Thank you for coming on to the show. I would like to say that they do have 3 first-round picks, and who say that Philly won't sit there and pony that up? Philly's in the playoffs right now. They need a couple more pieces to actually be a factor in that division. So who's to say that they won't make a call down to the 404 and say, hey, we got a first-round pick. We got 3 first-round picks. We'll literally spend 1 if you want to give up Calvin. You think the Falcons won't pull the trigger on that? Of course they would. Of course they would. Because at this point, they want to move forward. Now, here's the thing. What I want to do is this. There's the left guard out of Jacksonville. His name is Andrew Norwell. He is going to be a free agent at the end of this season. Now, the thing is, Jacksonville does have about $75 million to spend this offseason, and they can totally break the bank and make this man one of the highest paid left guards in the game. But if they do let him walk, I mean, we've seen what a left guard can do for us. I mean, insert Andy Levitre. We made that trade from, was it Tennessee? And he solidified that left side along with Jake. And when we had Alex Mack. We do know when we make trades for offensive linemen, it usually pans out. When we sign offensive linemen, that's when we get your what was the name of the human turnstile? The left guard that we paid Carpenter and the other dude. Remember, what was his name? Jamon, whatever his name was. I don't know. But yeah. So what I would do,
Jamon Waters. Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's like I would get the left guard. I would get Andrew Norwell from Jacksonville. Shore up that offensive line. I would move over to the center position because I don't believe that Hennessy is going to be our center moving forward. Now, do they really believe in Dahlman that much? I don't know. Millie Mill said it. I mean, Ben Jones, when Arthur Smith was leaving Tennessee, Ben Jones said, come and get me. He actually said that. Like, I know that we couldn't trade for him because we couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just couldn't, we didn't have the assets or whatever. But Ben Jones said, I don't mind, solidifying that center position for you. Now, once you solidify that, because Lindstrom is an absolute monster, McGarry has his moments. He has his moments, where he looks good and then he just needs a little bit of consistency. I do not trust Jalen Mayfield moving forward. I like him as a swing tackle, but I do not like him moving, just moving forward like anywhere on that starting offensive line. I'm sorry. It's just between him and Hennessy, we gotta move forward with that. On the defensive end, like I said, I've been more so on where you been, Debo, because I've been looking at his stats. I've been looking at his stats. I've been like, well, personally speaking, he could have a little bit more. He could help Foye a little bit more. But there's just times where I'm looking at his tape and it just looks like he's not playing with the effort that he was previously before he got his money. More than likely, Richie Grant is going to be our starting, free safety next year. We're going to bring back Isaiah Oliver. I mean, because honestly, he's been one of the unsung heroes of this defense. And if you don't think that we miss him, look at our secondary. Isaiah Oliver was wreaking havoc in that secondary when he was here.
Right. Right.
Dean P said it.
And
Dean P
it was a big loss, you know, because once he went down, we seen that we try to fill in guys every other week to play that nickel position. And sometimes that's tough for a player. It's everybody's first year learning the defense. So let's be real here. We can't expect for this whole defense to blossom like it's going to be a number one big thing, top 20, top 15 type of thing. And this defense showed what it can do when it has the specific pieces. And once everybody starts to get comfortable and know what they're doing, every player knows that when you're in a position where you're not able to think and all you can do is just react to what you got to do and you trust everybody around you, you're going to start to see the plays start to be made like we start to see now, you know, and we started to see the consistency once you make things a little more simple. You know, we had literally the first 2 games were experiment games. Those were giveaway games, as in like our own continuation of the preseason without starters. We know what happened the Philly game. Dean Pease did too much. He was being too complicated. The Washington game, you know, was an experiment game with Arthur Smith from being too conservative. You know, he could have been a little more aggressive. Like, it's still a learning year for everybody, including, you know, some of the guys on the line, like Jalen Mayfield. I know you said how you feel about Jalen Mayfield. I feel like he showed a lot of progression compared to his first game and compared to with how he ended the season now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that Philly game was one of his worst games he is going to remember for a lifetime. That was early in the season. Compared to now, there's certain things he had to clean up on and got more comfortable, and he showed that. So who knows how Jalen Mayfield could progress into during this offseason, getting bigger, getting faster, getting stronger, getting more familiar with his technique. Our pass blocking situation our pass protection was off this year. And at times it's everybody plays a factor when it comes to that causing a sack. It could be from receivers not getting open. It can be from Matt Ryan taking too long to throw the ball, where it's over 3 to 4 or 5 seconds and he knows the offensive line is not really up to par in pass protection. So there are some strides that needs to be made on the offensive line. We're not ignoring that. Is it drafting a lineman? We don't know. We got to give it some time for it to build. This is just year 1, guys, for offense and defense. So definitely by year 2, we're going to see that jump, and talent is going to be added regardless of what we do. But we're definitely going to see a jump. Yeah.
You know, by the way, Twisted, appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Great show, guys. Invest in yourself and continue to build a good fellas platform. Appreciate it, brother. Millie Mills, man, you have been like in my head, bro. Like, seriously. My man said Alec Lindstrom with his brother on our line could be fire. I've been saying this for a minute now.
Right?
I've been saying this for a minute. Yeah, either him or Tyler Lindenbaum. You know, now Alec, I think is up for offensive lineman of the year or something like that in college. Like, the dude's a beast. He's basically like his brother. Now, what we're looking at right now is like a lot of people saying is like, you know, we got to give this line time. I can give our defense time because we've seen some serious steps with this defense this year. Mm-hmm. What we need to do is we need to get some guys that could get off of the release. And I'm looking at Gage, and I'm like, you might be going too, bro, because I need people that can get off that bump. Okay, and I like Gage and whatnot, but he has to have to come back on some sort of like cap friendly type of deal or something like that, you know, because we don't pay you like some top 10 receiver. I am sorry, you just ain't that. But what you are is a piece. You are a cog in the wheel that can work, you know, and you do have to work on getting off the bump and getting off the press. Do that. But we also have to look at the same thing. It's like our quarterback is getting older, and we don't know how many. I mean, this man has been the most hit quarterback. I mean, it started to scare me for a while because I remember what Andrew Luck, you know, how many hits that he took, you know, when they didn't surround him with a good offensive line. The offensive line came later after he left and retired because his career was shortened due to getting blasted too much. I mean, you can say the same thing about Carson Wentz. It's like they didn't put the line around him, you know, and then he started taking these like hellacious hits. But Carson Wentz also held the ball too damn long. Matt Ryan is a rhythm quarterback. He wants to go 1, 2, 3, plant his foot and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plant his foot and go. Play action, plant that foot and go. That's what he wants to do. We need to get guys that can get off the line, but we need a line. That's what we need. And I don't know if Arthur Smith is an old school coach. Arthur Smith right now is like straight up like I want guys on there that can play. The reason why Mayfield is I don't think he would have played Mayfield this early if things didn't pan out. If Gannall didn't get hurt or if Josh Andrews didn't get hurt. I don't think Mayfield's in there. I believe that we wouldn't even assign Spriggs. I believe Mayfield probably would have been our swing tackle in case somebody probably would have got hurt. And so to give him a chance to develop. But he got thrown in there and he got thrown to the Wolves against a hellacious front four in the Eagles. And I don't even think he even recovered from that. And then you can go to the Patriots game where Hennessy got broke back mountain back out there, like totally got bent backwards. So those two guys, I don't know if their confidence is where it should be right now.
I think somebody asked Arthur Smith that same scenario that you just brought up. And when it comes to the offensive line, I think he said they're fine where they're at. Like, I think putting Spriggs there or something like that. Reason being, just far as chemistry and, building that continuity within the offensive line. So we'll see in the offseason, that position still might be up for grabs if whoever we may get, if it's free agency or if it's in the draft or if it's Dolman or, so we'll see. Because at the end of the day, we know the best guys is going to play. And I want to address this comment. I think Hennessy and Mayfield are too early to tell. Okay. McGarry is a letdown. And I said this before, when McGarry started growing his damn hair, that's when everything started going left. And I don't know why he growing his hair in the first place. He need to cut that thing off. Somebody, I swear, every Falcons fan need to go on McGarry page and tell him to cut that thing off. You do not deserve to grow your hair. I don't know who you think you are. Supposed to be from a country boy. What country boys grow their hair? I'm confused. I don't know. I never seen a country do with hair. Yeah.
Listen, man. We there's certain parts where they fly that certain flag where they grow their hair out like that. But I ain't gonna get into all that. But Maurice Amy, we got a spot for you here, man. If you want to wait till to say it with your chest moment, if you want to talk about that, I appreciate the $5 super chat, but we'll put the link on there. You can come on, you can say whatever you need to say about this, man, because it seems like you got something on your chest. We'll give you an opportunity to say that, man. But Maurice Amy with the $5, thank you for paying for the gas. I don't think we need any offensive linemen. We need better receivers. Can't get open. Go to improve the line. We need a receiver. Yeah, I mean, we do, but we can't. I mean, I guess I always say it's like a quarterback can't throw from his back. And I've seen Matt Ryan in less than 3 seconds get on his back. Like he's literally running for his life, sidestepping and all that. Like I like that, you know what I'm saying? But not in almost like within 3 seconds. Like he has to sidestep a defender coming free at him. That's why I'm like, we all know that winning and losing begins in the trenches. Arthur Smith is a throwback coach. He wants to run the ball, set up the play action pass, and play great defense. That's why he has the pieces here. Matty Ghost, oh my God, like with another super chat. Offensive line is pure booty. Hennessy is a figure skater. We need a mix of free agents and draft picks. Ecom from North Carolina State is a beast. Have you seen this guy that he's talking about?
Who?
Ecom from North Carolina State. My bad if I'm pronouncing his name wrong.
Nah, I'm trying to get to the comments now. I was off of it. No, not yet. But I'll jot that down. I'll take a look.
Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that, Matty Ghost. I appreciate that, man. But he says Hennessy is a figure skater, man. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I could see that. He's just sliding, just holding on for dear life at times, because there was times sacks was definitely on him, or if it was a run scheme, he's just missing his assignment. if a linebacker just going right past him or defensive tackle, it's just too much for him to handle. I think Hennessy, because he's a technique guy, because there's undersized centers that's really good and they're just all on technique they rely on, but you still got to have that strength and then that power. You know what I mean? I think Matt Hennessy just need to have a strong off season where he's in that gym, lifting that weights, lifting that iron, because these guys are getting bigger and stronger on that D line. It ain't gonna stop. So, even though you're all small, technique is everything, but at the same time, you do got to match with that strength. And I think that's what he's missing at times.
I think the entirety of this. What's up?
Mm-hmm. I said we signed him because of his athleticism. Being that in the wide zone scheme, he's able to go left and right. He can get to second level pretty quickly at times. It's just his strength, I think, at times. That's all.
Let me tell you something, man. I believe the running game, just like in stopping the run, it's like getting a rebound in basketball. It's all about attitude and going to get it. Like there's teams that could stop the run. It doesn't necessarily mean that they got the horses up there or they got like talent up there. Sometimes it's just about attitude, where it's just like one guy against the other. That's what football is about, honestly. Is moving a man against his own will. And if you have been a Falcons fan for at least the past 10 years, you have known that we have been moved against our will up and down the field. And if it wasn't for the fact that we have like a decent offense, we wouldn't necessarily even be in half these games that we would be in. So that's a testament to Matt Ryan. Because I'm actually sick of seeing people talk so much smack about this guy left and right. Just imagine if we would have had Matt Shaw back there or Josh Rosen back there. Or tell me if you would like to be a Jets fan and have Daniel Jones back there. So let's not even talk about like Matt Ryan sucks or whatever. Like I ain't even trying to hear all that mess right now, man. The fact that we even went to the Super, the man is an MVP, a previous MVP, and he went to the Super Bowl. So let's give him some, and he's a Hall of Famer, whether you like it or not. I can't wait to hear his Hall of Fame speech, because I wouldn't even blame this man to take a Michael Jordan approach and it's totally just kill everybody down here in Atlanta that didn't support him. I would not blame him, not one bit. But moving forward, though, we're gonna move forward. What would you give your letter grade for the team? If you want to separate it, offense, defense, what would your letter grade be for the team? Sound off, chat, if you want to talk about this too. Put your letter grades in there, man.
Definitely put the letter grades in there. All right, so as far as my letter grade overall on the season, right? Overall as a team, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna give it I'll say a C plus. I'll say a C plus because last year we was beyond an F. If I could go down, we was a Z last year. We was a Z last year. That was our letter grade last year. So it's a big jump. That's a big jump to a C plus. Because if we really think about it, our roster on paper does not match the way how we've been performing. When you think about it, as far as what I mean by that is talent wise on paper, and nobody thought that we was going to win this many games. But at the same time, we knew that the games that we won, those are games that we're supposed to win. Okay. And when you look at the season on the opponents who we played against, far as playoff teams, we wasn't really in the game. We had flashes and good moments where we played good, but we didn't fully rise up to our fullest potential against those playoff teams. Obviously the Patriots and certain other games, we lost by double digits. I'll say our best performance, even though it was early on in the season, I like that Bucs game. We played out that first time when we played that Bucs game. It just so happened to end out the way how it ended quickly, but that could have been a good turnout. Now, another thing, we've been talking about a lot of offense and defense. Special teams showed a lot this season. It was a big jump. When we talking about Avery Williams just actually catching a ball and actually making a return, let's be real here. Did we see any fair catches this season? I didn't see that much fair catches. I didn't see that many fair catches compared to I forgot them dudes last year who's returning the ball for us. But we showed some flashes on special teams this year, and that's a big jump. We seen last week Avery Williams, and the week before that, Quadre Allison, right? Just causing turnovers on special. So that says a lot about this coaching staff and where it's gonna be and where it's heading, right?
Yeah.
Because towards the offseason, they were saying we're gonna make changes now, right? We're looking for short term and we're looking also for the future. So we've seen the short term changes as far as what they did within a few months within the offseason. And it showed. And I'm glad that we was able to see a good product. We just didn't perform good at home, which sucks. So now we got a chance to end off and sweep the Saints, because I can't remember last time we sweep the Saints. So that will be good. Finish off the season with a win at home. So C+ is my letter grade.
Yo, can we give Matty Ghost his flowers? We want Matty Ice to get his flowers. Matty Ghost, bro, you must have got like paid, or you must have hit like a pick 4 or something like that. But I appreciate the love, man. Matty Ghost with the $10, man, paying for lunch next week. Without Matt Ryan, we probably have 2 wins. We need trenches. New England, Tampa, Chiefs all became successful after the trenches were built. All each team need was a quarterback. I mean, we seen what the Chiefs basically got manhandled in the trenches in the Super Bowl. And they went out and they got Orlando Brown. They got oh my God, what was the name of the dude from I think he was from New England. Their left guard. But all in all, they secured the trenches, and they're back where they want to be right now. You know, they understood the assignment. And again, good fellas, if you know, you know. When you build up the trenches, you want to see nothing but great things happen. That's it. That's all. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to say that it's not difficult, because a GM's job is very difficult, but building the trenches should be 1A. Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn screwed us over in the terms of the contracts that we got. And if you want to say about letter grade, why can't we give Arthur Smith at least like a B+? For getting 7 wins out of this. You know?
Absolutely. I agree with you. I like that.
And I'm saying just overall, if we're gonna say, I would say C+, or for the offense, because the offense has a lot of growing to do.
There we go. It's right here. It's right here.
Like that. Jermaine Walton, C+ overall. Defense gets a B-. Offense get a C- because of lack of receiving core. Special teams a B. I mean, he basically echoing what you said.
Yeah, I like all of that. I agree with you, Jermaine. I agree with you, man.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe I'm being a little bit okay. I'll renege a little bit. I'll say B- total. But yeah, our offense took a step back, and that's because Sly's not there. We already addressed that. For those that just came into the show, we apologize, but we already talked about Sly ad nauseam for at least like 20 minutes. So with Sly not being there, he actually set the offense back a bit. Just like with Julio wanting to be traded, he set back a bit. When Arthur Smith took this job, he saw the potential what it could be. And he probably was salivating at the mouth of what it could be. And things happen in the offseason, things happen during the season. And the fact that he was able to double our win total from last year, that man deserves some sort of props, man. I don't care if you want to say like the Falcons suck or whatever like that, because we're not making the playoffs. Okay, big deal. But the fact that he was a new coach and he was learning on the job and learning how to use these weapons. I mean, the guy had basically a special teamer playing as our starting running back. We didn't know what CP was going to be when they put him back there in the backfield. Did you know? Did you have an idea?
I of course, yeah, I did. I had the confidence in that. Absolutely. A lot of people tell you, "Oh, he's listed as a returner," whatever it is. I'm like, this dude is an athlete. You know what I'm saying? We even used him wide out in space. With the screens a little bit. Certain teams try to catch on to that. I would have liked to see us using Cordell probably running some more routes. But he actually did. One of his big plays was down the seams up the middle. What am I saying? Starting out the season, we threw a phase to him. I think we could have continued that a little bit more. Just moving him around literally everywhere and actually throwing him the ball, because I know Arthur Smith was doing that earlier on in the season. We seen Cordell running the ball, scoring the ball. We've seen him catching fades, mossing dudes. So I think he probably could keep that going. Don't even stop that at all. Even though we was lacking in the run game a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna sign his ass back. He ain't going nowhere. We're gonna build talent around that.
First of all, I think our top priority is probably gonna re-sign CP and re-sign Fourier. They're gonna find a way because we've seen, if you remember how the Saints be, and the Saints are gonna be way over the cap, right? We always see how the Saints is able to manipulate the cap to be able to get the guys that they get, right? We've seen it year in and year out. And we got one of their guys on our team. Watch this man manipulate the cap, that we're going to get the guys that we want and the guys that we need to be able to be successful. This team will not be in the bottom dwelling of the NFC South for too long. This team and this organization right now and the people that's there has too much goddamn pride. Fontenot and Arthur Smith and all those guys up there, they have too much pride right now. And they are hungry. They are young and they have fresh eyes. Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn, they got fat off of success. And I'm going to say it straight up like that. They got fat off of that success when they went to the Super Bowl and choked it away. They got fat off of that success, and they thought you'd be able to re-sign these lightweights, at linebacker, Debo, and they thought they'd be able to sustain over the course of, off of time. We got too many bad contracts right now, and we're still paying for it. But give this team, give this organization, give this coaching staff is props for be able to get our team to at least 7 wins, potentially 8.
Yep.
After this year.
Potentially 8. Give us some time. 8. Clay just said it. Shout out to Clay, man. Talk to him. Let's remember both Smith and Pease said they've only installed about 30% of their schemes. They don't have their players yet. And that's a fact. We don't.
Thank you.
So being that you don't, let's break that down for them, Clay, right? So being that that's the situation, think about it in a coach perspective. I can't give them everything because that's gonna mess them up when a player starts to think too much. It's gonna be worse at that point. So let's give it at least another year or two to get these guys their players, and then we're back in contention.
Yeah,
we're back in the mix. Honestly, ain't no time to be playing games. Because Matt Ryan's still on time.
I think we're back in the mix starting next year.
Right.
Because from January to August, when the preseason starts, that is a long time, man. That's a long time to be stewing. That's a long time to be thinking. And that's a long time to be wheeling and dealing in the background. Trust me. Big things are going. I'm telling you right now.
Big things are going.
If you don't know what that means big things is coming, man. Big things is coming. Let me address Matty Ghost again, bro. That passport, man. I don't know where you came from. It might have probably came from Saudi Arabia. I might have got that oil money spending today. Arthur Smith, yeah, B+. Dean Pease, B- without a pass rush. What epic fail Dante's sack failure is. Yeah, that's true. And Dean, I'm gonna address that with you, Matty Ghost. Dean Pease said it. He was like, we need to get a pass rush so I don't have to blitz all the damn time. He didn't say it like that, but I'm giving you the abridged version. Okay. He's basically saying, like, you know what? Yo, I don't want to blitz every down. He's like, I want guys. He said, I watch other teams and there's guys that have like God-given talent. And he started talking about Terrell Suggs when he was back in Baltimore. How Terrell Suggs sometimes will kind of go into business for himself and he wouldn't do what the play allowed, but he would get the set. God-given talent. We're going to try to find guys with God-given talent and get them into this particular scheme. Avery Williamson, God-given talent. CP3, God-given talent. Kyle Pitts, God-given talent. We're going to get guys here like Richie Grant has God-given talent. He just needs time to mature. Jayhawk, we seen Jayhawk. Jayhawk is a ball hawk. that has God-given hands and God-given talent. He just has to trust his eyes. I'm telling you, like, this thing's going to be happening in a short amount of time because Terry Fontenot is not coming here to watch his whatever strands is left in his head turn gray over the course of this time. We want to win while our owner is still alive, okay? I don't want to sit there and talk about, like, in terms of the mortality of somebody, but we don't want to sit there and let this guy – we have one of the best owners in the league. And if you don't want to win for this man, there's something wrong with you, bro. Atlanta deserves a winner. Not just in baseball, but in basketball. Basketball, they're on the right track. The Atlanta Hawks is on the right track, given I'm not counting what they did last night. So get out of your feelings about that, okay? But Atlanta is on the right track. They're competing every single year. They got the horses to do it, and they're very young.
I got a question for
What's
you
up,
and for everybody else in the chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Based off these free agents who we signed, because we had a lot of them. Mm-hmm. I think Deron Harmon and Anthony Rush, for sure. Those two guys, I would say, is definitely worthy of re-signing back. You know, I want to know what's everybody else's thoughts and opinions on the free agents who we signed and how they helped us, and who should we let go and who should we resign.
Oh, where we at? Here we go. Bam.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I know we had that.
Yeah, who should we resign? Who should we let go? Now, while the chat goes crazy for this, yeah, I totally agree with you, man. Anthony Rush has proven that he is the nose. Like, whoever he hits goes backwards. Point blank, period. He's a good, 1 to 2 down type of guy. Now, if we do re-sign Anthony Rush, and he's young, I think he's about 25, maybe. He's not that old. He's just now getting into like the prime of his career. But if we do sign Anthony Rush, I hate to break it to you, Chad. Jordan Davis is not coming here. But I would substitute Jordan Davis for Sauce Gardner. For Ahmed Gardner from Cincinnati. I have no idea why he's a 5th ranked corner coming out of the draft, but I surely would take him and bookend him with Terrell. And then just build on the pass rush, subsequently, after that. Do you have any guys like in the draft that you're keeping your eye on? Like maybe second rounders or moving forward?
Like at least it's just getting started. We definitely gonna do an episode with that for sure, talking about in the off season. So, we're definitely gonna continue that. So I know Cincinnati has an edge rusher. 21. I forgot his name, but Cincinnati got a good pass rusher that can help us out. I do like Stingley, Derek Stingley, the LSU DB. That kid, he been ready since his freshman year at LSU at that cornerback position. So he could help us out because I know some people had their flashes. They didn't really like Fabian Moreau like that. Fabian Moreau got picked on here and there, sometimes penalties. So we should get that addressed, that position addressed, the cornerback. There's nothing wrong with signing and adding talent on your back end. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. It's always good to add talent to that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think base Reptile said Hendrickson. Is that his name?
Who?
From Cincinnati.
Hendrickson? I guess so. I think let me look it up right now. Because I literally was watching the highlight tape last night. Like I literally seen it last night. Yeah,
I'll while you look that up, I'm gonna take this from the chat. Devon, what's up, brother? Yeah, Sauce Gardner is the truth. 6'2", 210, 215, or Booth Jr. from Clemson, 6'3", I believe. That sounds like a faster Isaiah Oliver, But I definitely like Sauce Gardner. I definitely like, and I think Sauce is gonna he's gonna slide to us. One of those good corners is gonna slide to us. The question is like, are you gonna take pass rush at that point if one of these guys are there, or are you gonna take one of these corners that is like the truth? Noah Tyndall, what's up, Noah? Resign Oliver, Foyer, and maybe Eric Harris for depth. Oh boy, that's not gonna go over well in the chat. That go of the Three Stooges. That is Means, Davidson, and Fallow. They gone. They going
let me just give you a quick DB real quick. Kyer Elam from Florida, that corner number 5. He's a beast.
I heard he
got the film to show it, huh?
Yeah, I said I heard he all right, bro. I heard he good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What you saying? My bad. We said I keep giving super chats because I would like to see you out that jersey, bro. Jackson jersey, not worth keeping. Get a number 8 jersey. You know, you actually right, Maurice, because
killing it. Man, might have to make an appearance. I'm sorry. Hey, man, y'all got to get him man a heart. Get him motherfuckers some heart. Send some more super chat. Send some likes. Send some, hey, man, Rich and the goddamn Brooklyn Birds. These Brooklyn Birds killing this shit today.
That's a
killing it, man. Y'all get it. Y'all show more love than what y'all do. I appreciate it, man. Y'all killing this shit today.
All I did was cut promos, man. I'm out of here. I just cut promos, Mike. That's
good fella, baby. Oh, the good fellas. Oh, okay now. Oh, okay.
You know.
If you know, you know.
Excuse me. I just learned something. I just learned something new from these guys. All right, man. I'm out of here, man. The good fellas.
I'm telling you. Yep, that came from the brain trust himself, man. That came from Vince McMahon of AFN. Maurice, let me address.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maurice, man. Like after this, we're gonna put you on. Say it with your chest, man. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, like you've been, really between you and Maddie Ghost, like y'all been, doing the super chat right now. And if anybody else that want to come on and get something more off their chest for like a minute or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, just make sure it ain't nothing crazy. Keep the curse words to a minimum, and we'll have you on. Maurice Amy with the $10 super chat. He says, I keep super chat because I would like to see you out of that jersey, bro. Jackson jersey. Yeah. Not worth keeping the number 8 jersey.
Once you left, once they booted you out, I read it. I was like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, but I always wanted to get a Debo jersey, a black one. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah,
hey, come on, man. This is what I want to see from you. Mm-hmm. I want and chat. Let's see, and I want you to vote or agree with me or not with this. Now, Rich possibly wants to get a new jersey. Should he just get a jersey with his number and that says Headhunter on the back? Just to hedge your bets, man. Just to cover it, because now we know that you're not ever going to be a free agent, right?
You're right. I did think about that. You thought of no, for real. I thought about that.
Yeah.
Like far as a custom name, like far as the back of my jersey, because it is a custom jersey, technically. But yeah, I probably might do that for my next one. But I might have to get that black Pitts jersey, man. The classic Falcons jersey. Yeah, I might have to get that, bro. I'm sorry. Before I get mine, probably would.
I might. The next time y'all probably gonna see me, I'm gonna be in number 1 Magnus jersey, man, because we the ones, man. That's it. Now, moving on to the next one, real quick. This is gonna be a real quick one before we take your questions and do say it with your chest. Situations. What to do with Debo, Foye, Cool, and Fowler? I mean, according to the chat here, somebody say people already know what to do with Fowler. So, what do you think? I mean, I know you already said what you want to do with Foye. You want to re-sign Foye. Are you keeping Debo for another year at least?
I'm saying, well, I'll say this. I know we owe Debo a lot of money, and Debo reconstructed his contract last year for us just so we can sign some guys because he was due some money. So being that he's going to do money again this year, it possibly might be in a situation he might reconstruct his contract again, honestly, because this is a new scheme. So he's definitely going to come back next year. That's a given. That's given. Cool Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Kool-Aid.
Sir. Yes,
you know what he provides. You know, he's consistent. You know, we definitely need him. That's a big factor in this game. You know, with field goals, and you know he been on the money ever since. Now Fowler, we know he on that end. Let's talk about Eric Harris. You know, let's throw in Isaiah Oliver. You know, how is Isaiah Oliver gonna come back from an injury? How is he going to perform? You understand? Even though most likely we probably would re-sign him, give him another shot because he was our nickel and he was playing lights out. So let's see how he comes back off injury. Eric Harris, I wasn't too much of a big fan of him. I think Eric Harris was a short-term piece just to get our rookies along the way, like Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins was in his second, third year, but just to get them more experience, you know, he can grasp a system really well. Eric Harris, my issue with him was his technique at times. His tackling was off, missed tackles in the backfield and interceptions and stuff like that. So I feel like I mentioned, Deron Harmon, I know for sure he's definitely worthy of re-signing back. Everybody else could really be a question mark. I'm keeping it a stack. That's yeah.
Because we all know like how many interceptions Eric Harris could have gotten. And he was just like either a step late or he was overthinking or I don't know what. But I mean, Eric Harris can be a ball hawk as well. But he just seemed like he was just, oh my God, he was another one. We beat. Man, killing it for sure. Brooklyn Birds keep doing y'all thing. I would rather go DB in the first round. All right. You rather go DB. So real quick, who would you take? Just like real quick, just put his name out there. And if you agree with my boy here, just just say like you either agree or say who you would take. Because more than likely, I got it written down right here. Okay. Now, let's just say, all right, I'm gonna give you a situation right here because this is what part of the program that we at. It's called situations. Okay, this is the new thing now. Okay, on the Goodfellas, it's called situations. Okay, now here's your situation. All right, now let's say that we win tomorrow, right? Okay, now y'all follow me, and Rich, you follow me too. Let's just say we win. We finish in second in the NFC South. Okay,
yes.
Next year, all right, next year we're going to face the second place team from the AFC West, the NFC North, and the NFC East. Okay? So that means that we're going to face the Chargers at home, the Vikings at home, and we'll play Philly on the road. Okay? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with those teams.
Okay, all right. Now, let's just say that we lose and Atlanta Falcons, the nation decides to burn the Mercedes-Benz dome to the ground, okay? And we lose. We finish third. We'll face the Raiders at home, the Bears at home, and Washington football team on the road. That sounds like a cakewalk right there, bro.
Yeah. And we know we're gonna add talent, and every year is a new team, is a new year, is a new beginning. You know, new players. At the same time, we are establishing a culture. We can finally say we have an identity, right? We couldn't say that last year of what is the Falcons' identity, how things are going to look like offensively and defensively. We've been through a whole full season, so we know what to expect. We know the looks that we're going to get. We know the alignments we're going to get. We know the type of play calls we're going to see offensively and defensively. You understand?
Right.
So this is going to be another big off season. You know, let's just be patient. Everybody buckle their seatbelts and stay on the train, man, because we going to the top. We going to the top, man.
Whether you like it or not. Now, at this point, we're going to have the say what your chest moment. Mike, if you're still in the background, man, go ahead and put that link out there. And anybody that wants to come in, say a little something for like a minute or two or whatever like that, go on ahead. All right. While Mike does that, just put your questions out there. Okay. We're gonna answer a couple of your questions if any of y'all don't want to see the link or nothing like that. Okay, here's the link. There's the link right there. Click on that link if you want to come in, chop it up with us for a minute or two, get some things off your chest, who you draft, what letter grade you would give for the team, stuff like that. You want to show love for AFN, for the good fellas, morning show. This is the inaugural. This is the first show of many going in from now and going into next year. If you want to do that, just have an opportunity to say it right now. Now, if you guys don't want to do that, then go ahead and get a couple of questions out there. And we'll be sure to answer it. If anybody is late, coming in, I just want to let you know Kyle Pitts is trending in the right direction to be playing tomorrow. It looks like Jalen Mayfield is going to be out. Keep your excitement to a minimum with that, because I already know how y'all feel about Jalen Mayfield. So it looks like it might be who is it? I got him written down right here. Oh, Josh Andrews. Josh Andrews looks like he might be starting at left guard. So we got a veteran.
I would want to see him, man. I would want to see Josh Andrews because he was supposed to be a big free agent signing, and he got hurt and other things started to happen. So we'll see him. I would like to see him. I want to see what he can do. I know he been jumping from teams to teams and never really gotten his opportunity like that. Mm-hmm. So this could be a chance for him to end the season right next year.
Oh, we got Maurice. We got Maurice in here, man. Let's get you in here, brother. Maurice, what's up, man? Appreciate the super chat, man. Go ahead and say it with your chest, brother.
Yo, what's up, brother?
Yo, Maurice, you there? Oh man, we fumbling on the goal line right now. We fumbling on the goal line. All right, we'll give you another minute. We'll give you another minute, and then what happens? Who was it? Who said it? Oh, Mr. Motivator said he wants Jordan Davis. I'm gonna give a hot take right now. All right. A lot of people is not gonna like me for saying it. And I got into it with some people on Twitter with this. I believe because of Jordan Davis and what he is, I believe Jordan Davis is going to fall. Okay. I know what talent he is, but there's a lot of people out there, and a lot of these GMs like to listen to ESPN and stuff like that and not trust their eyes. They're thinking that Jordan Davis is just a two-down player. Now, the thing is, is Jordan Davis still a project? Yes, he is. He needs to develop some pass rush moves and whatever. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people think that Jordan Davis could be, if you get Anthony Rush and put him at the nose, a lot of people think that you can put Jordan Davis at the end, at your left end, and develop him there and turn him into an absolute monster, because there's no tackle out there that's going to be able to block Anthony Rush and Jordan Davis and then worry about Grady Jarrett on the other side and then worry about a pass rush. That just can't happen.
Okay.
So if you're going to draft Jordan Davis, I would say do that. Put him at end.
The only reason I'll say, let's say put him at end, it wouldn't be for a pass rush thing. It would only be to set the edge and stop the run in a situation because he's a big guy. He's not easy to move like that. He got long arms and stuff like that. So he'll be able to press the line of scrimmage and to do his assignment and set the edge, because that's what we lacked this last week in the game and throughout the whole season. Fowler was always, because sometimes at the edge, it could be a very hard position where you're trying to get the quarterback, but at the same time, if you keep going upfield, it creates running lanes. You understand? Yeah. It creates teams. It creates opening for a player, primarily the quarterback, to step in and scramble and stuff like that. We struggled big time against these dual threat quarterbacks with their legs all season. Yeah. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, of course. Who else? We, a lot of other quarterbacks who was hurt with their legs. So I like Jordan Davis. I think Jordan Davis, if he gets in shape to become a third down defensive tackle, I think he provides a lot of attention. You can't give him. He would definitely win some one-on-one matchups if he's fresh. Now, if he's gassed and tired, because some certain teams will take advantage of that by doing hurry up offense, where they won't give you a chance to sub him out, and they'll take advantage of that just to tire him out. So him being in shape is gonna play a big priority in that if we get him. What we got?
And I think that's the thing is like I believe like his conditioning, like his weight, and seeing where he can fit in today's NFL, that's going to pay off dividends. I mean, like he's going to go to the combine, he's going to kill it, like on a bench press, like and all that. I mean, we already know what he's going to do right there. But I just think that particularly that he's just like a lot of GMs are going to overthink this, and I think he's going to fall. So there could be a situation where we could get a Jordan Davis, we could get a pass rush, and we could get what's the other guy said? Oh, Sauce Gardner, because Sauce is gonna fall too, you know. And it's just because like they looking at him like through I don't know what they're not seeing, but that we see. But you know what I'm saying? Like go ahead, bro. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say when I think more about Jordan Davis, right? And I know shout out you Talk Sports because I know he said this a lot of times too. Mm-hmm. When you think about who's in our division, Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yep.
Tom Brady, TB12. He is the GOAT, the best quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
He struggles when it comes to pressure up the middle, right? When you get Brady sitting back all comfortable and all that stuff, and you give him time to throw the ball, we're in trouble. Mm-hmm. If we cause pressure up the middle between the center, between the A gaps and B gaps, have him move lateral left or right to get sacked, to set him up to get a sack, you know, that would be better. And Jordan Davis can't do that. He caused havoc up the middle. And that's something that we lacked for years. We never drafted a defensive tackle for a long time, for years. Here's
the thing. If you do draft Jordan Davis and you have Anthony Rush will come out on third down, move Jordan Davis in, right? Move him into like the one tech, and then you could bring Marlon Davidson to rush from the outside, and then you still have your guys coming off the outside.
Right. Whatever it is, because I'm glad you said Marlon Davidson anyway, because I'm like, you know, what we think about Marlon Davidson now? You know what I mean? Like he ain't getting no love right now. Like my son caught a pick off of Tom Brady. Like
no, Marlon has the potential, but I'd like to see him more on the outside than on the inside.
Last time you came here.
What happened?
No, I was seeing if Maurice is good.
Yeah, we still trying to get Maurice in here, you know. But if you guys got any questions, here's a question right here from Weedy. Devon ain't forget about you, man. What pick y'all think Jordan Davis is going in? Like, I mean, let me see. I'll start it off. I think Jordan can go. I would say probably late first. You know, because they'll draft one on potential. I don't think he's going in the middle. I don't think he's going in the middle round. Honestly, I just don't think that. Too many guys are going to be overthinking it. I mean, there's a lot of playmakers in this draft. There's a lot of good wide receivers. There's some quarterbacks that people are going to reach for. We all know what's going to happen. I mean, there's going to be some edge rushes because people need edge, you know, nowadays. I mean, there's going to be teams like jumping up, and I don't think teams are going to be jumping up to get Jordan Davis. They're going to be jumping up to get like an Aiden Hutchinson. Clay Melvin said, "I want a guy with a motor, like a Patrick Kearney type." That's Aiden Hutchinson, you know, like he's a Patrick Kearney prototype, you know, like like those type of guys, like people are going to jump up for. Then you got to, you know, like think about Evan Neal. And that other was it Leo from Texas A&M. Like there's gonna be guys that's there that they're gonna be reaching for. Then you got to get corners because you can't cover nobody, then you can't win. So, you know, I think Jordan is going to slide because of that. But then towards the end of the first round, when things kind of settle in, like there's going to be a team maybe like a New England or maybe like a Los Angeles Chargers that's probably going to take a flyer on him. If he slips into the second round, I think Atlanta probably picks him up then. But the first round, I think we're going to address edge. We're addressing either edge or a corner.
Right. You know, but my main guy, so like, all right, we're talking about Jordan Davis. Of course, I would want him. But when we talk about edge, we gotta talk about Kayvon Tybro for the Oregon cat. You know, if we don't get a chance, if God forbid, if he falls back, you know, I would love to have him on our team because he definitely fits Dean P's system like perfectly. Like his get off, his hands, his athleticism, his bend is amazing. And the biggest thing that why I like Kayvon so much from Oregon because he can also drop back in space. He can tackle in space. You can drop him out to the flat just to because you know we like to confuse guys, right?
Yeah.
So you know, edge is you know that's a big dude for us to sign. I would love for us. I wouldn't mind moving up for this dude. I'll be honest, you know, but we'll see how things play out.
Dude, we may not even have to move up that much.
Nah, we don't.
From your mouth to God's ears again, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. The best thing that ever happened to you with that take is that Aiden Hutchinson started like rising up the draft boards, you know, because of his play, and you know what I'm saying. So Kayvon, I guess, out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? Because Kayvon was at the top of the list, and they had him as like a number one receiver a number one draft pick at one point. But now he's starting to drop back. Even after that dude from Purdue, was it Carl Factus, whatever his name is? So that's with a K. Yeah, like with him, you know what I'm saying? Like he started to drop, you know, to drop back after that. So he may, with the corners and the wide receivers and the quarterbacks that's going to be on the board, it could happen. It could happen. But in order for us to make that happen, we would have to. You know, we might have to lose on Sunday, and I'll be damned if I'm going to lose the last game against the Saints. Maurice, you there now? Oh, man. That's fumbling number 2.
I think I heard it again. Yeah. But yeah, we just continue.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, like, that's what I think. If you think that Kayvon Thibodeau, okay. I still like if we're gonna stay put because I don't think we should compromise like our draft pick to move up unless we know that guy is going to change life.
Kalarfis, yeah, I've seen that kid too. He's a pretty dude, strong dude. I think he's from Purdue. I think if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's strong kid.
Yeah. Weezy said, would you trade a second and a fourth to move up to get 2 first-round picks, a corner and Jordan Davis? I want to know what jackass GM is going to take that. But I mean, here's a question right now, man. You know, would you trade a second and a fourth to move up to get 2 first-round picks, a corner and Jordan Davis? I mean, if that was to go through, I don't know if that would go through, but
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Certain teams would even want to take that. So
yeah, but let's just say, like, for the sake of conversation, like, you know, would you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it goes through, like, you know, like, would you trade that? Would you make that move if somebody said, like, hey, you know, like, you want to move up? This is what we'll need.
Move up to get probably yeah. Come saying. Tennessee, because we got that second round from Tennessee, right? And Tennessee, are they going to be in the playoffs?
Yeah, they're 11-5.
Oh, they're 11-5, right? Okay,
they're 11-5. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. But they 11-5. I mean, okay. And here's the thing where I said that I think that we can actually trade some guys that's in the prime of their career. Let's just say that we traded Slide. We traded Calvin Ridley to the Eagles for one of their picks. You know, they have 3 first-round picks, right? They need a wide receiver. They need a corner. So we know what they need, right? So we trade them. You know, we trade Slide to the Philadelphia Eagles for one of their first-round picks. Now you got 2 first-round picks, right? Now do you package that and move up to get your Kayvon Thibodeau, or do you stay and get maybe like Aiden Hutchinson, or maybe you can get like 2 for 1, where you can get a source and then you can get maybe like somebody like an edge rusher, you know, like maybe not as good as Kayvon, but somebody that more so fits your scheme, maybe like an Aiden Hutchinson or you know.
I'm saying like this is gonna be a stacked drive with edge rushes. Thank God. But We'll see. I'm sure that we're definitely gonna draft one of them. There's no way we cannot not draft an edge rusher. Like, we need that. We need that help. Like, you got a kid from Bama, you got the kid from Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of edge rushers in this draft. There's a deep edge class, and we'll see how it pans out on a defensive back as well. And this was a question I want to ask everybody earlier. I know we're stuck on defense, but is our running back situation solved? Because I know some people don't like Mike Davis, but like, we signed him to a 3-year deal or something like that, right? Didn't we like that? Right. So, like, how does that look like? Do we draft a running back? I know that was a question for us last year, and we took care of Cordell Patterson. And does Quadre Ollison stay? That's another guy. Like, do we keep Quadre?
I think Quadre might be gone, bro. Because that's not our. I want to say, like, not our guy, but that's not their guy. So a lot of the guys that Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn drafted, outside of like your usual suspects like your Grady, your Foyer, and stuff like that, AJ, like, those guys are staying because those are your centerpieces of your defense. Everybody else is in question right now, and I'm just going to be real. Like, everybody else except for, like, we already got a centerpiece. We got Foyer. Shout out to you again. For pointing that out. Like, even before, like, he had like this season that he had. Foyer is the centerpiece. Grady is our leader of that defense. You know what I'm saying? AJ, being the fact that he got disrespected this year, by not making a Pro Bowl, that's going to drive him for next year. That's our centerpiece. On offense is where things kind of take a little bit of a tilt. And I never thought that I would ever say this as an Atlanta Falcons fan, that our offense might be in a little bit of a flux right now. Mike Davis, probably because of the fact of money, is probably going to be tied to us next year. We're going to get CP back, and I don't know if you draft another person, to be like an heir apparent, but that's going to mess things up, because if you do draft somebody, you're probably going to have to draft maybe like in the 4th round and bring them along slowly,
right?
But no, I don't think anybody like in the 1st or 2nd round. So that dude Charbonnet from UCLA, I don't know if we're going to be doing that, because if we do that, then it makes no sense to sign CP, to a long-term deal. You might as well go ahead and just groom that kid,
Okay.
Like, plain and simple. That's what I think.
Thanks. I want to know.
Yeah. But Mr. Motivator said that we need a running back, Say again?
You want to try one time with Maurice?
Yeah, I guess we'll try one more time. All right. Maurice, this is it, man. You here? I don't know. I can't hear this, man. Yeah, I can't hear him. I don't know if he's on an earpiece or something like that, but
okay, we're working on that. We'll get your time, bro. Soon we're gonna be on a few times.
Yeah, that's all right. But all right, so let's get your last questions in, because we're already like on at least like $1:37 right now. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna just like wrap this up in another minute or so. Get your last questions in. We appreciate all 62 of you guys, waking up, if you a little bit last night, like what my boys say, like, if you wake that ass up.
Wake that ass up. But yeah, this is gonna be a good draft class with receivers as well, too.
Yeah.
Depending how things, once we get answers with the Calvin Ridley situation, if let's say he really wants out, now our needs would then begin to change, in the sense of, when we talk about priorities here, how do we approach the draft? Like, from looking back from last year, we did offense, defense from back-to-back rounds. So, like, we'll see how Terry and Arthur Smith wanna do this.
Okay, we got was it Jerry Bowie? Yo, you there, bro?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Finally.
Well, first of all, I want to say, hey, this is a great show. Appreciate you guys for, putting out good content. As an Atlanta Falcons fan, every day I'm checking to see what y'all got out there. Try to catch the live ones if I can, but sometimes I may not catch the live ones, so I go back and watch them. But
right,
I just wanted to just say, I believe this regime has started off on a good foot. They, even though some people are mad about them saying that they were, they weren't going to tank and that they intend to try to compete now. I think that starts the winning mind frame, the winning culture. Even if you don't feel like you have all your pieces, you still compete. You want to see the team compete regardless of the fact that we know that this team does still lack some pieces. You still want to see them go out and compete against a Tampa Bay or New England Patriots. As a person that want to see them win, I don't care about, where they at in the draft. I mean, I believe the draft, you got to have, that's why you got scouts and the GM and his staff to go out and find the talent. First rounder don't automatically mean you got the best player. So, truth be told, I could just be one of those to say, hey, I think for the first season and doing what they had to deal with, I mean, Calvin Ridley was the number one receiver and nobody expected him to, have this issue. But, as a coach, you already know going into the season, you're going to have things of the sort. I don't know if exactly in this situation, but you're going to have injuries. You're going to have players that have personal problems and all kind of things happen in the 17-game season. It used to be 16, but now 17. So you have to be prepared for that. We can't blame it on the fact that we don't have Calvin Ridley. He was a big piece to this, the offense, but every team has injuries. Every team has players on the COVID list. Every team, has to figure out how to make it, plain and simple. Now, we still don't know the bird's still out on Calvin Ridley. I wish him well. I don't really know. I know the a guy who's close friends of the staff or whatever may have gave his take on it. And I think he gave that take because typically when players are in this situation, they're usually the coaches are still in contact with them. And because that hasn't been happening, it looks like because of past, situations such as Julio or anybody else, it looks like the organization probably is done. And so is the player because there hasn't been any communication. So all we have is speculation at this point. And I think eventually it'll come out in the open. But I do wish him well, honestly. Even if he comes back, I still think he could still be a good part of the team. And I still think you make a move and get another receiver because, we do need some bigger receivers. I mean, it's just, you gotta have both. You gotta have a balance, right? You gotta have the guy who could, make somebody miss, but you gotta also have a physical guy.
But wouldn't you say, Jerry, Kyle Pitts been that guy for us? No, as far as that big guy, that big threat down the field, even though we know he's listed as a tight end, but we know his ability as a receiver.
Yeah, and they're going to bracket him. Even with Calvin Ridley here, they're still going to bracket Kyle Pitts. I think if you get another receiver, like strict receiver, and you still got Kyle Pitts to keep him guessing whether he's going to go out in the slot or he's going to be on the outside or whether he's going to line up at tight end. See, he's had to split out more because they don't have the other guy. So you see him splitting out more than you see him on the line. But if you have the other guy, you probably guessing with Kyle Pitts. You know what I'm saying? And if you put him inside, he becomes the linebacker responsibility versus splitting him out and become the defensive back responsibility. So I think you still need that other guy, and that'll help him get more one-on-one matchups. But yeah, you are correct. Kyle Pitts is the number one guy. I mean, there's no denying it. Teams are already seeing that. But we gotta have another guy. Russell Gage, I honestly don't see Russell Gage as a number 2. To me, he's more of a number 3. So I may say number 2.
Gary, I got a question for you.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. You said something about obviously Kyle Pitts. Where do you see, because obviously we want to preserve him, for at least 10 years as just a player. Where do we, and all you guys can answer this, but where do you see the most in order for us to preserve a Kyle Pitts, what position do you think is best to kind of line him up? Because you line him up inside, he's faster than linebackers, but he's also vulnerable to those big hits. Outside, he's a lot bigger as a receiver. So, like, where do you guys feel as though it's best to kind of preserve Kyle Pitts?
Well, honestly, if we're talking about as far as the majority of his reps, whether it's on the inside or outside, I still think, I would rather him be on the inside personally, even though he can do both. We've clearly seen him, make big plays on the outside where defensive backs have struggled in man-to-man coverage. But I do think he's more likely to draw double teams if he's split out. But that's just what I'm thinking. Because you're going to put the safety over the top, and then you're going to have your, defensive, just like they did Julio Jones. And, of course, Julio Jones still made plays or whatever. But I just feel like, they're going to easily double cover him if he's wide. But if he's inside and then you have competent receivers on the outside, that makes it even harder for teams to try to double cover Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if they do double cover him at that point, then the other guy should make the play.
I agree with you. And honestly, I like to put Kyle Pitts everywhere, because when teams were bracketing him, we only had him in pretty much like one spot. We let's line him up at the tight end position, and then they knew where he was at, But if you put him on the outside, then you motion him, into the slot, and then you run him off of there, or you line him up on the outside. There's teams that's arrogant enough. I mean, we've seen, like what happened last week against Buffalo. Like, they're arrogant enough to actually have some sucker across from him and just single him up and just have a safety come over the top too late. No, that's fine. If that's what you want, that's fine, But I would line that, and that's why I call him Weapon X, because you could line a weapon up anywhere that you want to. Let us dictate to the defense. Like, let somebody have to account for where he's at, and then we have to have playmakers on the other side. So if you want to have Kyle Pitts, maybe at the slot. And then you can have Hayden Hurst at the tight end position, or maybe some sort of speedster that you could put at the tight end position. And then you can have CP coming out the backfield, and then you can have a big body receiver, maybe like a Burks, or like one of these guys coming out of the draft. On the other side, now you have a problem, because you can't put everywhere. You're going to stretch out your zone too much, so somebody's going to be able to get open. So my answer to that is just like move him pretty much everywhere, but make sure that you have the playmakers along with that to be able to dictate to the defense and put the stress on the defense. Because right now, we're not putting enough stress on the defense right now. So give it about another year. But, Jerry, man, I appreciate your take, man. Like, you really came with some heat, man. So anytime that you want to come on, like, you're invited, man. I definitely appreciate that, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. And once again, I appreciate your content. And I'm always looking. So thank you for allowing me to be on today.
That's what's up, man. No doubt, everybody's voice is heard, man. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Maurice, we're gonna try you one last time, man. We're gonna try you one last time, all right? Maurice. Oh my God.
That was good already, man. I already said next time.
Yeah. I was gonna give him like one last time though, but
question. Damn.
Yeah. But all right, so what we're gonna do, I guess we're gonna end it here because we're already like at an hour 47. We could keep going, but
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, life happens. We got things to do.
Right,
Rich gotta get him one.
So let's end off with keys to victory for this rivalry to clean out a sweep on the Saints or the Aints. So keys to victory. All right, so I'll start off. So okay, so keys to victory. Of course, we know they got Taysom Hill. Dual threat quarterback. We know he's gonna want to run the ball based off how we performed last week. We didn't perform good against the run with against Josh Allen, even though he already threw 3 interceptions. I think if we maintain Taysom Hill and Kamara, I think we'll be fine as far as keys to victory. That's going to play a big factor in it. We're at home, so momentum is going to play a big factor. Time of possession, situational football, and converting when we have to convert on explosive plays. and knowing when we got to get off the field, because the Saints is going to come to play. Let's be real here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They need their playoff berth. They want to go to the playoffs, and being that it's a rival, we want to end that, and we know what's at stake. So guys is going to come ready to play and give it all they got. Caleb McGarry need to show out on what's his name, Cameron Jordan, because if you don't show out, we're going to eat him alive. Primarily, I'm going to be in his DM. You better cut and shave that head. I swear, if he gives up that, Caleb McGarry needs to cut that damn hair. I'm telling you now. But I would love to see Kyle Pitts. He will break the record, and he will accomplish this. So I'm excited for him to see that. We're going to speak this into existence. So, and defensively, let's minimize any missed tackles, because we know they're going to want to be aggressive and attack the ball. So let's cause some turnovers on defense, make the tackles needed, and play the ball, leave some dogs. Last season. That's it.
Hey guys, I wanted to get on this real quick. Maurice, I know you've been trying your hardest. Find me on social media for real. We're gonna get you on the next episode up there. Whatever their schedule is, I got to get with them as far as the off season though. But I'm saying the next Goodfellas show we're gonna get you on. We're gonna get you right. So just meet me after the fact, and I'm gonna get you straight. Okay, we can get you in the back, get you set up. Okay, all right. Great show, fellas. You know what I'm saying? I just killed it right before y'all. I don't through I ain't
your way.
Don't you come in here, Mad Mike Sports, because Miss Maggie T has taken over. So you understand, she don't took over the morning. Guess what? Miss Maggie T and the Goodfellas, we taking over that morning, baby. So
she shut me up. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hey man. You guys. Hey man.
I gotta do it, bro. I gotta do it.
Yeah. Put that
there we go.
There we go. And guess what? That can go towards our Die Hard Fanatics channel. That's universal to anything: wrestling, football, basketball, soccer, all of that. Look, guess what? We in this thing now, baby. We in this thing, baby. Who gets the belt? Let's do it. Who get it? Is it you, Rich? Is it you, Magnus? Is it you, Talk Sports? Is it you, Jeff K. Styles? Huh? Dre, where you at, bro?
I gotta get the belt.
J Rock, where you at, bro?
No,
where y'all?
Mike, I told you this comes to you once I get the AEW belt. This
okay.
Once I get the AEW one, I'm like, nah, we gotta match, man. We gotta match this.
Okay.
Guys, we finally got what we needed right here. Like, these boys are showing out. Don't worry about me. You worry about them. Get behind them. Put them cash apps up. Do it. Let's get them a show. Let's get them a channel. Let's get them set up. We finna set this thing up, y'all. Y'all get back to these boys from New York. And watch out for some things that happen with this New York and Atlanta compilation. We got some things in the works. So be on the notice, man. We here to stay. You hear that? From K Styles? We ain't. What did he say? Y'all say it right. Go ahead.
Yeah, you ain't gotta go home and gotta get the hell out of here.
I'm telling y'all, man. But
so what you got? What y'all got? What y'all got for the keys to victory?
Oh shit! You really asking them that? Excuse me.
Yeah. That's what we was on. That's what we was talking about. Keys to victory. So we could just hear from everybody.
Make it simple. Make it simple. I just make it simple.
Okay.
Go ahead, Maggie.
Defense. And we need all receivers open. And then they need their glasses on, their visors on. I don't give a the fuck they got to put on. But everybody got to be catching passes out there. We got to get in the end zone. We can be red zone. Special teams. You have safeties off the chain. Going to have Kyle Pitts in there wiggling and jiggling with a little brain dick. We're going to have Cordell Patterson out there, Russell Gage. We're going to come out there because guess what? We finna make somebody's day the worst because them Saints need a good ass kicking so we can get up out of here with a message. You get me? So no, Atlanta Falcons Nation said it today. Them Falcons gonna have the home team behind them. Y'all go out there, show out. Don't sit down. Do you hear me? We need all the electricity in that stadium. I can't be there because of fucking COVID, but guess what? I'm about to get my season tickets. I'm about to get my suite. We finna be up in that building. Do you understand me? The relationships I'm developing right about. Do you hear that? I know. No, this ain't a game here. Y'all been down for me for the longest, and I'm finna invest in y'all. You get me? So y'all, congratulations.
Thank you. Mike, you want to take the time to get a little key to victory real quick?
Yeah. First of all, I need that Kung Fu Panda to actually stay on the damn ground. This ain't in fucking Air Force. You sit your ass on the goddamn ground. 2, I need 28 to find the hole. Okay, find the hole. Don't be tiptoeing around and don't be doing all that other extra stuff. I need your ass to hit the hole properly. And 3rd, we gotta get Matty Ice. That's 4,000. All right, this is probably the most.
Yeah.
I think this is the best year that he's had as a pro. Period. Even over his MVP season, because this guy's been playing with absolute scrubs. No disrespect, but he's been playing with scrubs. Okay, let's just keep it. Nobody want these guys. These are a bunch of orphans that he just decided to pick up, and these guys and these guys just they tried their hardest. They tried, but we were just left in a position where they had to do their best, and I commend them for it, but they're not. They are some secondary guys. They're pieces, and they was a piece to a puzzle, and they weren't ready or meant to be that guy. That includes Russell Gage, includes Kyle Pitts. A lot of people won't say that, but Kyle Pitts was supposed to be a piece of the puzzle. He wasn't supposed to be that main guy this early in his career. So at the end of the day, man, like I said, I'm proud of these guys. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we ain't won." Look, man, we didn't beat anybody, all that type of stuff. You're very right. Everybody's right when we say we haven't beaten anyone. But at the end of the day, compared to last year, this team has made a lot of, important moves. And that's where we should be focused on. The small, intricate details of just football and life. These guys believe in each other. Matt Ryan is already campaigning for Cordero to come back. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Arthur Smith is like, look, man.
I was just looking at the stats for you, Mike. Matt Ryan needs 248 yards to get to
248 yards. That's
Kyle Pitts needs 59. And Kyle Pitts needs 59.
Come on, man. We got to get them. We got to get them that. We got to get Kyle Pitts that record, and we got to get Matt Ryan another 4,000. All right. So that's what Maggie was saying. We got to get in there and cheer. Get off your asses. It's gonna be cold as hell, so you're gonna need to get off your asses anyway to warm the hell up. So, hey man, y'all ain't got no excuses, okay? That's all I got to say about that, bro. Appreciate you, man. The good fellas doing their thing. I appreciate it, all you guys, man. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow Rich on IG. You can definitely find Mr. Magnus, all right, the heavyweight champ. For now, cash that bitch in.
Maggie T for that pipe though. Trust and believe, Maggie coming for that bitch.
Mad Mike, aka Mr. Money in the Bank.
Money in the bank.
But I'm gonna say this before we run out. Like I said, we just a bunch of regular guys that came together and wanted to talk sports and whatnot. I mean, we just happen to have one common goal and one common, idea. And we was just like, hey, you know what? Like, we all like the Atlanta Falcons coming together and have a barbershop type of atmosphere where you can come and talk and not be judge because of who you are and what you are and what you like. The only thing that we ask for is just for you to come in and just be factual. You know, come in with some stats, facts, or whatever. We don't care what you do, you know, or whatever. Like if you say like, you know, Matt Ryan, so well, tell me why Matt Ryan sucks. You know, you might get blasted, but I respect your opinion. That's why we have spaces called Say It With Your Chest, and you have like other shows that you come on. You know, like you have the heavy hitters. You come on Friday and whatnot and talk and speak your piece. Now, outside of that, I mean, I agree with everybody here about the keys to victory, but as the resident champ right now, because I'm actually feeling myself because the Goodfellas, for the inaugural show of the Goodfellas, thanks to my boy Rich for you know coming up. So Maggie, I want to let you know that this was Rich's idea. You know, like the Goodfellas. Rich.
The Goodfella, and I see you. I see you.
Yeah, the Goodfellas.
So the Goodfellas, if you don't know, if you never watched Casino, you never watched The Godfather, I suggest because, you know, the next game ain't starting for another 2 hours. So go watch The Goodfellas, man. Because you know what? Our slogan is if you know, you know. Plain and simple. Now, this is Magnus for, you know, my man Rich the Headhunter from BK, Miss Maggie T, the producer, the Mr. Money in the Bank, Mad Mike. Last thing you gotta do with me is acknowledge me.
Okay.
See y'all later.
Peace.